What's up, gamers? Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon 1 Bloodmoon difficulty. This time we're gonna go after the Necromancer apprentice. Like in the previous video, I started recording at the point where I am going to use the camp. So let's buff ourselves for this boss, which is fairly easy, really.
Rats in a maze.
I will speak to you about tactics in a second. First of all, we want Hound's Watch to protect from the nighttime ambush. Then I want Therapy Dog because for two reasons actually. It's because I don't have a shovel and there is an obstacle after this camp, so I will take stress damage. With the Therapy Dog I'm gonna reduce the stress damage taken from this obstacle. And because the Necromancer Apprentice actually does an area of effect attack that increases stress damage, so having Therapy Dog is pretty beneficial, I would say. Normally I would go for full damage abilities, but yeah, Therapy Dog is worth it. The Bounty Hunter will go for this is how we do it. It's amazing. For only 2 respite points it gives him 8% critical and 10 accuracy. It's insane. Very good camping ability. And for the rest I don't really have anything useful. Maybe a bless on the Houndmaster to give him some accuracy. And we're good to go.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Here's the obstacle that I scouted and I don't have a shovel for. Now the Necromancer. The Necromancer is usually the first boss that you are going to encounter. It's either him or the Hag, I would say, depending on which course you take during the dungeons. And usually that course is determined by the trinket rewards, at least in my playthrough. I go to dungeons depending on the trinket rewards and depending on their size. I prefer medium-sized dungeons over short ones for sure, because you get much better loot that way. So we fought already the Hag and we got the focus ring. You can see that the Houndmaster actually has it equipped. And after killing the Necromancer, we are actually gonna get a very useful trinket. It is called the Sacred Scroll. The Sacred Scroll, you usually give it to Vestals, and we're using a lot of Vestals, of course. And it boosts the healing done. The Vestals without trinkets that increases healing are worthless, really. Their healing output is very, very low. You want to equip them usually with 2 healing increased trinkets, and then they are super good. Then they are amazing. They pump the heals, really. They do a lot of healing per second.
Eradicated.
But more on that on later bosses. Let's focus on the Necromancer for
As
now.
victories mount, so too will resistance.
Sure, let's do one more battle and then we'll go for the boss. Let's maximize the loot that we're gonna get in this dungeon.
The match is struck.
Ah, we even have a
star is born.
protection buff. That's very useful. Very, very useful. Let's kill this guy because it gives stress. And now we're gonna focus on this acolyte because she gives stress as well. As you can see, she healed for only 5. Without the healing increased trinkets, they just cannot keep up with the damage. that you're receiving from the dungeons. Crit for 10, that's like, you can do a normal 10 heal if you equip them with healing increase trinkets.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Now you want to give this protection buff to either the Plague Doctor or the Hound Master. Let's give it to the Hound Master because, well, the reason is because they have low hit points, both of them. But it's RNG which heroes, the creatures that the Necromancer summons will attack. Oh, it didn't even give me the armor boost, it gave me minus stress in ruins. Okay then, fine. Okay, about the comp that you want to bring to the Necromancer, like I said, it's usually the first boss that you are going to encounter, so your roster will be kinda random at that point, right? So you might do not have the heroes that I have right now. In fact, I only brought the Bounty Hunter because I didn't have a better option. That's why. Not to say that he's not good for the Necromancer, he's alright. Usually I would bring a Hellion in the first position for the Necromancer. The class that you might want to consider bringing is the Plague Doctor. He's very useful for the Necromancer. Rather, she is very useful. It's a she. And yeah, you want to. You don't really only want to bring the Plague Doctor. You want to make sure that you have the Disorienting Blast ability. It's extremely useful for this boss if your damage is low, and I will explain why in a second. And you will most likely have a Plague Doctor because you start with a Plague Doctor in this game. So yeah, bring him. Other than that, the Vestal to get you through the dungeon and to heal the damage that the Necromancer does to you, and then you want 2 damage dealers. A Houndmaster works wonders because of the dog treats, he's doing massive damage. And like I said, for the first position, I would bring a Hellion simply because she can attack every position. She can attack the first position, the second, the third, and the fourth. And the Necromancer tends to jump between positions. So you want to have a flexible damage dealers. The Bounty Hunter also works because the only position he cannot attack is the fourth one. So if you bring a Bounty Hunter, you can consider bringing him with Come Hither in order to bring the Necromancer closer. But if you have Disorienting Blast, you just shuffle him and stun him at the same time if you are lucky. So I didn't go for Come Hither. I went for Disorienting Blast only. But I believe that my DPS will be high enough to kill him before he becomes a threat in the fourth position. With that said, I think we are ready to go. Let's fill our hit points because it is the last battle that we're gonna do here. And let's kill a Necromancer, shall we? Yeah, he is with his 126 hit points. He usually acts first. He has a speed of 8, as you can see down here. Speed of 8, so he will most likely act before you. Trinkets. I didn't mention the trinkets because, like I said, it's gonna be random what trinkets you will have in this fight. It's basically whatever you are lucky to acquire before him, really. The Bounty Hunter has the Damage Stone for extra damage and the Stun Amulet. If I use Uppercut to stun the Necromancer or one of his minions, the Stun Amulet helps. The Houndmaster has the Focus Ring that we got from the Hag already. It's a very useful damage trinket. And he has the survival guide. It's pretty much a must to have a trinket that increases scouting in this game, so that you can find those secret rooms, which I've been terribly unlucky so far. I have to mention, I only found one secret room, and this is the 15th or the 16th week. Too bad, but we'll find some. The important thing for the Plague Doctor is to give him a speed trinket, +2 speed, from the Swift Cloak. It's very useful. Now she has a speed of 9, and I might act before the Necromancer in some rounds with the Swift Cloak equipped. And the Camouflage Cloak, just to have some extra protection, some extra dodge chance, is always nice. And the Vestal, if I had the healing increased trinkets, I would have given them to her, but I don't. I gave her the Solar Crown to protect her from stress, and the Sniper's Ring to make the judgments hit. You want the judgments to hit at least in the early game. Later it doesn't become that important, but in the early game you want the judgments to hit. Okay, that's it for the trinkets. Plague Doctor starts. Since the Necromancer already acted, we're gonna do a Noxious Blast on him, so that the next time he acts he takes damage. And we attack with the Bounty Hunter. We use the Dog Treats here to do some more damage to him with the Houndmaster. There's nothing to heal, so the Vestal can do Judgment to bump up that damage. Okay, more Noxious Blast for more damage. There we go. As you can see, the Plague Doctor is doing great versus the Necromancer already. Collect bounty to hit him. Take advantage of that dog trip now. Attack for 14 hit. And still nothing really to heal. Yeah, let's just stun this enemy, the Bone Soldier, because... Okay, he resisted. Because he's the only one that deals a lot of damage. This guy is worthless. So... it was better to stun this enemy, but we failed. Okay, now I want to shuffle him because he's gonna end up in the 4th position and my Bounty Hunter will be out of position. So let's shuffle him. And he ended up in the 1st position. Perfect. We dodged as well. Excellent. Attack with the Bounty Hunter. Now we can heal a bit. Nah, he doesn't have that good of a retinue here. Let's just try to stun this guy again. Perfect.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
And more damage. Shuffle. And that was it for the Necromancer. The Bounty Hunter destroyed him.
Success so
Grab
clearly
this and
viewed.
this.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
And here is the Sacred Scroll that I told you about. Vestal only. I actually did not remember that it was Vestal only, but anyway. It reduces stress, it increases healing skills, but it reduces damage and stun skill chance. It doesn't matter much. The healing skill increase is what you want here. And even with this trinket, the Vestals still do plenty of damage. And the stun, well, I don't use stuns that much, to be honest with you. So it's fine. Especially from the Vestal. Usually you heal with the Vestal, you don't stun. Alright, that was it for the Necromancer. Thank you for watching, people. I will see you on the next boss. I don't know which one will it be. It's gonna be something that gives me a good trinket. That's when I kill bosses, when the trinket rewards are worth it. So I will see you on the next one.